Hello everyone. Today we are going to watching. I'm cooking beef noodle, and it's Thai style. So what I'm going to show you is there are so many different noodle, and you can, if you live nearby Asian market, you can go look for a different type of noodle. That's today I'm gonna use this one. It's called White, and it's the whole pack is $2.19. And you can follow the instruction. What they said that you have to soak it in the water and such, but since this thing I've been doing it for quite some time because I cook my own food, and I basically just put right into the water that's boiling on the stove, and it'll be come out fine too. And also they are Vietnamese rice stick. It's called pho. We gotta make something look similar to the look like this, but the broth is gonna be a brief broth with just the sauce, soy sauce look kind of a little bit darker, not clear broth like the picture like this one. And go on to a different noodle stuff, and I bought this one from Costco, so once in a while you can change in a different noodle kind of thing when you get bored of it. And also this one you can use it too as well. It's a dry noodle. I think it contains some sort of different food colors, yellow. And also this also a good choice for if somebody was like to have a different kind of noodle that not made from flour. And this wormeal, I can't even pronounce it. It just sometimes they call grass noodle, and sometimes we call it bun sen in Thai. But this is just basically a different noodle that clear after it cooked and made from green beans. So, and I'm going over with the ingredients. So we need to pick whatever the noodle we're gonna use for your noodle dish. And I'm using this noodle today, so I'm gonna stick with that. And then you also need green onion, or you can use a different kind of vegetable as your preference. Also, you're gonna need a bag of mung bean sprouts. And I have a little bit left over from I'm making egg roll. And I use sometimes you can use a bag of a coleslaw salad to put it in your soup too, and that's already pre-cut for you. You don't have to have anything messy. Also salt, and then sugar. And I use the Chinese 5-spice blend, the powder. And sometimes Thai store or Asian market, they have already mixed some sort of a soup powder mix. You can use that as well. And I use a little my Golden Mountain seasoning sauce for favorite the soup. And you need a bowl of water and just the lid. And it's whatever your preference to use it for the size of amount you're gonna make. So I'm only gonna doing kind of small because it's gonna be only me eating it. You also need a piece of meat, which is I use a New York steak, and this one came in with the bone. So we're gonna start cutting this. And also this is just a meatball that you can get it from a freezer in somewhere in grocery store that your preference, or if you don't feel like you want to put meatball in, then you don't have to. So what I'm gonna do, I am going to slice the beef, just debone it, and basically I just want to use the beef, the bone, to make a broth. So, and that's pretty much. I'm gonna cut the bone out of my New York steak and put it in there. And I'm gonna put this one on the stove and have it boiling my soup. Okay, and I'll be right back. So now it's just basically I'm back from what I went to just put my pot of water on the stove, and just have the stove do its thing to boiling my water from the pot. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna cut this New York steak. I prefer to have New York steak because I like a little bit of a kind of on the top part here. It's give a texture, and some people can use London boy or something else in that nature. And if you like a beef stew, you can put with this beef stew noodle too. It sounds really good too, you know. But today we're just gonna stick with this. In Thai we call it's just ก๋วยเตี๋ยวเนื้อ is mean beef, and ก๋วยเตี๋ยว is just noodle. And we almost there. So, and that's pretty much your prepare for the meat. You basically just slice the meat out. It's very simple. I don't really have any preference for any kind of meat, except if you like pork or you like chicken, you can always adapt it to whatever your preference is. So now I'm gonna put this one away on the side, because that's what we're gonna use after we going to have our beef broth. So I'm going to use a different cutting board for my green onions. So for the green onions, I just chopped it up like this. And some people like celery, and they can put all kind of different vegetable in. as your own preference, but this is how I made my Thai noodle style. This is my own preference. So far, this is what we pretty much need it for prepare, and all I do now is just waiting for the water to boil it up on the stove, and we're gonna go put all of this stuff in the stove and you're gonna see the whole process of it. Alright, I moved the pot here to the camera because it's easier for me to use my both hand with my thing here with all my ingredients. So my studio is set up here, so this is what I do. Just so now we got the beef broth, and what I'll do, I'm just gonna take the bone that we put in earlier on the lid and put them aside. And then what I do next is I just depend on how much you want it to put the noodle in. So I am hungry today, so I'm gonna put 2 in it, just like that. And then I'm adding this spice. I use I'm probably gonna use like a small amount, like maybe not even just for the smell, and have a cinnamon kind of 5-spice, Chinese 5-spice powder, or we call it pong palo, on there like that. And then I just put, I would say maybe 3 or 4. It depends on how much you want it to be salt. And I do a little bit of salt in there, and then I'll put this. I use my leftover, just a little bit of a cabbage, coleslaw, and a little slice of carrot to make my soup looks good. And then I put all this beef in it. Like that. So just pretty much lots of meat. And if you prefer to use some of already mixed of any kind, I'm just gonna use a little bit of a hand wipe to clean my hand off a little thing. And I'll put this is just make the soup taste more a little bit more thick, and also it makes the color of the soup a little bit darker. and I'll put a little 1 spoon of sugar on it. And I like my noodle with, I make myself in the summertime. It's just any kind of pickle. Like sometimes when I have the water juice left over from any kind of a pepper that's come in a jar like this, and you can use the juice in the soup too to make it small to the taste of your preference. So I like my a lot of pickle like that, and then I like it's more sour, so that's my preference. And then you can put this after you put it on the stove and recook them, but I just put a little bit to show you that's what it looks like. And I like meatballs, so I'm just gonna dump meatball in it too. And that's it. And pretty much I already have some meat here, and I'm just gonna let this cook and move this part to the stove. Then I'll show you how it looks after it, okay? So, and if you like to put this bone back to the pot, it's not hurting anything anyway, so you can eat those too. But I just want a flavor of the beef from the beef bone. That's what I did. Alright, we're gonna put this one on the stove and have it cook, and then I'm gonna put it in the bowl and make it look pretty. Just you basically just put the sprinkle with the green onion like that in the bowl, and voila, your beef noodle is ready to eat. So I'll show you how. So now it's oil boiling with this beef noodle, and I'm just gonna stir a little bit, and then we're gonna put it in the bowl, and I'll show you how to put it in the bowl and make it look pretty. So this is what it looked like after we are putting it in boil. And because I wanted to have a little more the beef that more not so like overcooked, I can always add on the meat on like that, and you kind of like make the broth over it, and pretty much you want it to just branching it, not like overcook the meat. Yeah, just so that you see a little bit of pink on there, and that's pretty much. So I think we did good. Alright, this is how I just ditching it out and how to serve it on the bowl. And you can always add on a different kind of a condiment. So if you prefer more broth or you prefer more beef or the meat, then you can always add on to it. And that's what's that. and just a little bit of a green onion on top like that. And sometimes if you want to add more texture and more crunchy, you can always put that one on it like that. And I think we have it. The beef noodle is ready to eat. So if you like, please hit subscribe for my channel and hit like or comment if you have any input. Would be appreciated. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.